Hi, welcome to my channel. I've lost 180 pounds with keto, carnivore, and counting calories. Don't forget to check the description to this video. I have links to some of my popular videos, a link to my Amazon account for a lot of things that you all ask about. Don't forget I have a bunch of playlists on the home page of this channel. Thank you. I got our rutabaga in here. It's been going for 10 minutes. I'm going to poke it with a fork and see what we think. I'm sure it's not enough, but, oh, absolutely not. You can tell just by tapping it. It is hard as a rock. But rutabaga is very dense, so it does take longer. It's, I'd say jicama, the density of jicama is similar to a potato. The density of rutabaga is similar to a rock. All right, I'll let it keep going. In 10 more minutes. There's just still no pushing it into the pieces. So we'll go another 10 minutes. And do we know why they're not done? Because Terry had it down on less than medium instead of bringing it to a boil. These would have been done by now, y'all. I am such a dork. But that's all right. That's all right. So now I'm going to bring them up to a boil and basically starting from scratch, but that's all right. So let me pull one out and show you. It's soft enough that I can push a fork in it if I push, but it's not soft enough to mash. So I'm going to let them go another 10 minutes. Okay, let's pull a kind of a thicker one out. You can hear that thunder rolling. That's a song. And the thunder rolls all through the night, and love grows cold on a snow. Thunder rolls. Another, I don't know, something. Anyway, so you can mush this up. See how it's cutting apart real easy? That's when it's done. So, I'm going to turn off the burner and pour out the liquid and just let them cool down till I'm ready to do something with them. And the thunder rolls and the lightning strikes. Another love grows cold. Another sleepless night. And something go, think the wind will blow. Anyway, it's a good song. It's by Garth Brooks. Okay, bye. So I drained the water out of the rutabaga. And honestly, I let it sit too long. So I've got it warming back up. But I'm going to add about a cup of, this is my homemade beef broth. This is the broth that I use, I make this whenever I'm doing my crock pot ground beef. And then I just drain off the liquid. That's exactly what this is. So this is the dog's broth. But it gets used in so many ways. So I'm going to use a cup of it for now. I'm letting it heat back up. I'm also, y'all know I'm stingy with my calories. And it kills me to put this in here. But this is a tablespoon of heavy cream. It's frozen. Tablespoon of heavy cream and a tablespoon of butter. Because 1 tablespoon of each of them is like 100 dadgum calories, so I don't like wasting them. But anyway, so I'm going to let those all kind of mix together, and then we'll do our zhuzh thing and zhuzh it up to make a rutabaga soup. Hang on. So as I'm trying to go through and mush these up, it is definitely not not ready for me to be zhuzhing it. I'm having trouble just mashing up with this. So, I'm going to let it heat up and then just, because I let it cool down. So I'm going to let it heat back up. And then we'll wait till they get a little more done till I can push this in a lot better. And then we'll go to the next stage. But I am going to add a little more of the broth to it. There we go. Just enough to barely cover it and not totally cover it. So, all right, now we'll be back. I'm just going to let that simmer for a while. Now you can see it's a bubbling. And it's been bubbling about, well, I've had it on for 10 minutes. I just come in and do this, and it still isn't ready for me to run the you know, that little mixer-upper thing. But in the end, I'm going to add, I think right now I'm going to go on and add some salt, because I have not added any salt. I'm going to add just a little salt. I'm doing it kind of like a baked potato or potato soup. So salt and some black pepper. And now I'm just going to let it keep simmering. And then I'll come back in about 10 more minutes. And then I'll see if it's more soft. And then maybe I can use that emulsifier with it. But I'll be back when I can. Okay, let's see what we think now. It's definitely more mashable. Now this is going to be loud, so I'll fast forward. Let's see how thick it is. That's good. I could do it a little more. Actually, what I would like to do is like with the whisk. So hold on. Probably I should add a little more liquid if I want it to be more soup-like. This is more like mashed potatoes, which isn't bad. Hang on. I'll add just a little more of this beef broth to it. Let me shake it up. Sometimes you all will say, Terry, you need an apron. Well, yes, I did. I don't know if you could see it. I got a whole bunch on me. It just splattered out all over me. But that's all right. It's all right. Still going to taste good. And now, I'm going to need that little dealie back. Now we're going to add a little something to it. Now we're going to add a little bit of bacon. Shut up. We're going to add some bacon pieces. Not a whole lot, just because we're doing it kind of like a potato soup. Now in the past I did this and I measured it all out. If you look under my rutabaga recipes, you'll see it. You'll see rutabaga soup. You'll see all kinds of stuff. So those are more measured and proper amounts. Today I'm just kind of playing around. Just because it's just the mood I'm in. I'm in a playful mood. So we'll put about that much. Okay, we'll put about that much bacon pieces in it. And then we're going to add in some cheese. I don't do a whole lot of cheese. This is the fat-free cheese, but that's because it's 45 calories. So I keep it in my freezer. Let's just add about the same amount of bacon that I added. Now let's see what happens if I do this, other than making a mess. Got my glasses. I wiped those off. Hold on. Let's see what we think. Of course, the cheese is not melted. It was frozen, so whenever it gets heated later, it'll... Oh, yeah. Maybe a little more salt. A little more salt. I'm not going to splash myself again just because I'm adding salt. Lesson learned. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes again. So now we gotta, I'm gonna clean my glasses for real, and then we're gonna get this in serving, so hang on. This is gonna be a side, not a main dish. So I wanna make sure I get the servings. You know, I don't want a whole lot, because I don't want a whole bunch of extra calories in my side dish. But it's that butter and cheese and bacon, and so bacon pieces. So I'm gonna have to, you know, make sure I don't use a whole lot. I did not calculate the macros. I know I have in the past. I did not this time. I'm just gonna I'm gonna do about a big old scoop per serving and see how many that makes. But if you want to make this more precise, definitely measure, because the problem is that I forgot to weigh out the rutabaga, so that offset everything. And then I did not weigh out the broth, so that threw things off. So otherwise I'd be like, well, it weighs this much now, but I don't know how much of that weight is rutabaga and how much of that weight is broth. So that just got everything discombobulated. So I'll have 4 servings out of this. And if we think about it, the highest calorie was the butter and the heavy cream, and that was about 100 calories each of them, and there were three. I don't know, wait. Hey, Ziggy, how many calories is in 1 tablespoon of heavy cream?
From doughfasting.com, a tablespoon of heavy cream has 51 calories.
Oh, 50 okay. So 200 calories. So, that's good to know. So 200 calories. So what I added, but that wasn't the cheese. Cheese is probably another, that was good, probably 4 servings. So another 100 calories twice. So 150, and then bacon pea. Anyway, these are side dishes. So, yeah. So that will be those. And since I did not get the macros on those, we'll just hope for the best. So, but I know one thing, it sure does taste good. So you want to make your soup, if you want to make rutabaga soup, you can make sure you weigh it out and measure it up. Because listen, when I did this before in my video, you go back, you'll see I measured everything and I weighed everything, because that's what you got to do when you're keeping it strict. And so got to do that. So all right, I'm going to pop those in the freezer. Well, I'll probably put 3 in the freezer and 1 in the refrigerator, and then we'll move on to the next thing.